you know the term good delivery bar? Interesting thing. For the first time in history,
Yep.
with gold pricing in at 2,500 an ounce, those bars are now $1 million bars.
What's up, Gold? How you doing?
51, man. What's up, man? How you feeling? You feeling golden?
I'm always feeling golden. Shoot, look, I lied. I do got some gold right here. Gold back.
Hey, nice, man.
What? And I just put up a graph on Instagram. Charts and graphs. It's where it's at. 2019, they were about uh, the value of them.
350.
Well, I was going to say about $2.90, and you could buy them
Okay.
for $3.50. Right now, today, you can buy these. I believe Tommy has them on sale for $5.40 for a one goldback, and the return value is $5.20. So just imagine if you got into goldbacks, which some people out there listening have been buying goldbacks since then. Imagine that return right there.
It's crazy,
Think
man.
about that.
Hey, you're listening to the Crucible. I'm Emil.
I'm Paulie, and we're talking about gold.
Gold today. Yeah, that's kind of the hot topic. Do you remember this had to be 2 months ago maybe. It hit 2,400.
Yeah.
And you sold off some.
I sold
and
some.
we were like, do we feel like that was a sucker's purchase? Now he made out good.
He made out just fine.
Yeah, he's up $100 an ounce. That's right. Pretty sick.
That's right. And you know what? It doesn't bother me one bit, because I had a decision to make. You guys can go back and watch that episode. I forget which number it was. It was you're probably right. It was a month ago. I forget what we named it. Maybe if I find it, I'll put it in the description of this video. But there was reasons behind it, and it is what it is. The price could have very well went to 1,800, but it didn't.
Right. It went up, and here we are. And guys, this is week 51. That means you have 1 week to enter for the 5-ounce poured piece. This is the Crucible Podcast official wood pour right here. This is 5 ounces, right. So that's going to be at current spot price. It is just a hair under $150 worth of silver right there.
And listen, like his shirt says, don't cluck around and wait, because you're going to miss out here. All right.
Yeah.
Don't be clucking around. Now, that's before we get into the gold, and like the title says, you know, why we think there's 3 major reasons of why gold is doing what it's doing. So we believe, or we're being led to believe, whichever way you want to look at it, right? But with that gold going up those months ago, up and over 2,400, we saw silver do the same thing. Went up, broke over 30. What did it get to? Did it get past 32, 33, 34? Was it just kind of hovering around 30? I can't remember. There's a lot of things I can remember, but I can't remember that.
Right.
But
about 30, 31-ish, I think, is what it hit.
So it's just kind of been chilling, which is a good thing. It's been at that 29, hovering 30. It's been just kind of, which I feel is a good thing when it comes to precious metals.
There's a good chance that people who are holding silver are attempting to offload and jump on the gold bandwagon, seeing that rise in gold. And it's holding. When it on Friday, when it hit that 2,500 mark and it was holding,
yeah,
I was like, geez, this is something here. And then Monday came around and still held. And here we are filming this. It
actually went up
on a Wednesday. It did. Here we are on a Wednesday, and it's still holding above 2,500. And here's the interesting thing. Do you know the term good delivery bar? You know what that is?
I mean, maybe, but just, I guess, fill me in.
So for the viewers, good delivery bar, these are the bars that you see in the vaults, the 400-ounce gold bars.
Yep.
They're termed good delivery bars, right? So these are, again, 400 ounces. Interesting thing, for the first time in history, with gold pricing in at 2,500 an ounce, those bars are now $1 million bars. They've never hit that mark before, but here we are.
No, never. And I did read that. I did read there. I saw the headline. I never clicked on the article. Thought it was clickbait.
Not clickbait, man. It's true. I did the math. It does come out to exactly 1 million if it's a exactly 400-ounce bar.
As long as no one's been shaving off the edges.
That happens.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that at all.
As
All
long
right,
as no one's
dude.
watching.
Let's get into it. Three, and we'll probably touch on a couple others, but geopolitical uncertainties. Let's start there. Let's start
Yes.
there. Um, before you touch on that, I think everybody who's listening, maybe they don't know, when there are world uncertainties, as we can see all over the world, even right here in our own country, gold seems to shine brighter. Is that kind of agreed on?
Historically, yeah. That's how it's been.
Yeah. So
It's
what are a couple things going on right now that would maybe consider keeping the gold price at its where it's at, or making people feel, my money, I gotta put it somewhere.
Yeah. So if we zoom out big time, right? We're talking global here. If you zoom out big time, the biggest threat, the biggest risk is going to be BRICS. And the BRICS nations that they are, rolling out their alternative currencies to
Yes.
rival the dollar, to potentially usurp the dollar. What that means is you got what is it? 159 countries that have
I thought
voiced
it was
interest.
163 now.
It might be.
163,
It
I
might
thought.
be. My data's from 3 days ago, so that may have changed. So if you have 160-ish countries that have voiced interest in joining BRICS and participating in that currency, right, in their alternative
Yep.
currency to the dollar, that says something. It sends a message that the world is ready to let go of the U.S. dollar. And you can think whatever you want, but if the countries start to do that, and if they start to shift to other currency, even if it is like, let's say, Bitcoin, even if Bitcoin replaces the dollar, what that's going to do is it's going to cause all of the non-Bitcoiners, all of the people who in all those other countries who just don't want to deal with the dollar,
Yep.
if they're uncertain about where to put their money, they're going to put their currency into gold, right? They're going to swap out their US Treasury bonds or whatever other foreign
Yep.
currency treasury bonds. They're going to move everything around to get as much gold as possible, because essentially the way it's going to work out, if it does happen, currency collapses, new currency takes over, and everything will get revalued against that new currency, including gold. So you'll want to be sitting on whatever's going to be the most stable and hold its value the best. And historically, gold has been that for many countries.
Many.
So
Many,
that's
many
that's on
countries.
that's on a global scale, right? If we want to
Yeah.
zoom in, we want to zoom into our country and what's going on here. You have a lot of let's say political uncertainty, political unrest. The
We've
left,
got
the right pitted
we have
against
the
each other.
Democratic National Convention going on right now. I think that's wrapping up the end of this week.
Yeah, I think so. So you have a lot of political unrest, a lot of uncertainty about where the next term is going to go. One side thinks that if the other side gets it, it's all going to go to hell in a handbasket, and that can be said for either side. And
Exactly. That's
and
right.
and another layer to that is all the inflation and the fact that our economy is currently built on a house of cards. For anybody who actually thinks that our economy is strong right now,
Yep.
uh, it's not. Like it's all fake. It's all inflated. It's made on fiat
And that's going to
currency.
kind of
And
lead us into our second reason here is the economic uncertainties. So as you continue on with that, that's kind of the reason number two of why things could be going up and holding where they're at, because of our own country's economic uncertainties,
right.
meaning
And
the inflation. And again, as I said, coming into this, gold has always been a safety net for investors. Whether or not people believe that gold is an investment or not, maybe physical gold shouldn't be thought as an investment, more like a hedge against inflation. But when you're in the market and people are dumping money all over the place, they need to keep it somewhere safe to hedge their bets in the market. Gold is where they're turning to.
yeah. And to tie that all together, something to think about is that the U.S. economy is actually the standard. It's the benchmark for the global health of the global economy. So if the U.S. economy tanks, you bet the rest of the world is going to suffer economically, right? They're everything, all that house of cards, all of their little other countries' houses of cards are all built on our foundation, which
And
is
this is
again
where that
on a house
BRICS
of cards.
comes into play, hugely comes into play. because they're just trying to separate themselves from the US dollar already, can probably foresee something drastic happening, and they're just preparing themselves for it.
No, for sure. For sure.
It's just one of those things, man.
So a lot of people will be asking, is now the time to buy gold? And I saw a post. I think you sent it to me from somebody we had on the show not too long
Yeah,
ago, AG
Edgar.
Stackin. Yeah,
Yep.
Edgar. And
Yep.
it was
Great
very
post. And I
interesting.
sent that to you. I said,
Oh, yeah.
this is what we're talking about right here.
Yeah, I may not have watched it if you didn't send it to me. The dude was like just totally shirtless.
Well, it's
in the
105
sweaty heat.
degrees in
Yeah,
Texas.
I don't blame him, man. It's beautiful here right now. But anyways, so in the post, he's talking about how you don't want to get caught up on FOMO. It's not to
Yeah.
say don't buy gold. It's more to say don't get out a second mortgage. Don't like get a
Yep.
HELOC or something like that.
Don't
Put it on a
don't go
credit card.
Yeah, don't go spending on your credit card. I'm okay. Let me put it to you like this. There's nothing wrong with putting it on a credit card if that's something you're going to pay off. I mean, I know a lot of people, even myself, that buy precious metals with their credit card because of points you might be able to earn from those credit card balances, kickbacks for using that company, as long as you can pay off the balance. So and a lot of people say, I don't want nobody knowing what I'm spending my money on. Okay, that's fine too. Well, everybody's got their own
Do it your way.
What they're buying. What that means is just don't overdo it. Don't go buying precious metals and you can't make that payment at the end of the month because you defeated the purpose of buying precious metals.
Yep, because like we were just talking about, if it happens to dip to $300, which it could, right? We're talking about metals here.
Sure.
If it dips to $300, then there's nothing you can do. You're out twice because A, you've got it on credit, and B, you can't sell it for what you even bought it for. So just be cautious.
If gold's going up $50 in a day, you guarantee it can drop 3, 4, 5 times that in a day.
Yep, absolutely.
Without any question. And you're just left there like, But that brings a great point into buying fractional gold. I've always been a fan of it. I'm still a fan of it. I'm still buying it today. And the stuff I was buying years ago, I mean, look where it's at now. The premiums all retained itself. Now it's worth a lot more than what I was paying for it. When I was paying 165, 175, even 200, 210 for 1/10 ounce gold coins. It's just a great price point for anybody that wants anything to do with gold. Yeah, it's a small little piece, but I can tell you it beats grams.
And it adds up.
It does add up.
Oh, yeah.
Looks nice too.
I got a few pieces I could show off right here. So if you're going to go classic, this is kind of like world recognized right here. Let me see if I can zoom in on that.
There you go. There
we go. So this is a 1986.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. This is the Roman numeral kind right here. Really nice little piece. If you
I got
like
a couple with their 88s.
Nice. All right. It must be a good year for you.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Earlier is a better year, but they didn't make them.
So this kind of gold, for any viewer who's new, this kind of gold is the kind that's going to be world recognized. They do carry a heavier premium, but they are more widely accepted around the world. You can go a little bit older. This is almost more considered like a collector piece, but this is American gold. This is pre-33.
Did you get that from Guido?
I did.
So did I. I got one looks just like it from Guido. Beautiful looking coins.
I love these older ones, man. This is a Liberty, gold Liberty, right? If you want to go
86, I say?
I think it's 96.
96. All right.
Yeah. Yep. If you want to go foreign, here we got one from Peru. This is actually more than an ounce. I think it's like 42 grams or something like that.
Okay.
So this is a little over an ounce. A nice hefty piece, beautiful classic design.
90% too, or 91%?
I'm pretty sure this is pure, man.
That's
I'm pretty
pure
sure.
Gold? Okay.
I think so. I'll have to look at it. But this one right here, again, I got it from Guido. That's a nice pickup there. And then if you do want to do collector pieces, some beautiful current ones. Look at that. That's the Bucking Bronco Liberty coin. Came out a couple years ago.
That's one of the best coins the U.S. Mint has put out in years.
Heck yeah. So pretty. So shiny. Look at that.
I know it is.
And the last one that I'm going to show off right here. This is one of my favorites. It's corny. Yes. Jurassic Park.
I tell you what, my son would love that thing because I have that in silver. I
Yeah,
do
look at
not
that.
have that in gold.
Read that right there. The mintage of 100. This one's number 61.
Your collection.
Private
Nice,
collection.
man. So we talked about geopolitical. We talk about economic uncertainties.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into, I guess, what I would consider another major one, what about the ease of buying gold? Now, for us, just a consumer, we talked about just kind of some bad things in the world, but
Mhm.
I don't know if I spoke about it here. I think I did last week about the radio station, my local radio station, and how they give the gold and silver spot update every half hour when they do the news. Well, it's every hour. It's every hour on the half hour. So 1:32, 33, 30, so on like that, right? So they're giving the gold and silver spot updates on that. And it made me think, like, this is getting broadcast out quite a few miles and people listen to it daily. And we talk about just the digital age of how easy it is for someone just to get on their phone, buy some gold,
Mhm.
buy some gold from a company. I've worked with this company before, Money Metals out of
Mhm.
Idaho, I believe. They just started vaulting gold. They've been working
Mm.
on this vault since, like, I want to say 2010. I've got a whole thing done up that I want to do about it, but it's finished now. This huge elaborate facility for vaulting gold. And if you watched last week's episode, I believe it was last week's, right? We
It
talked
was. It
about
was.
the scam of the vaulting process.
Right.
This one is something that somebody could trust and
Yeah.
deal with. But it's just the ease of buying gold, just like you were showing off there. It's so easy for us, the consumer, just to hop on a computer, hop on our phone, and anybody can buy gold today at any point in
Oh, yeah.
time, 24
Mhm.
hours a day, 24 hours a day.
Yeah. You can go to your local pawn shop. You probably find a piece or two there. It might be marked up a bit, but
Yep.
you can still find some gold. Coin
Sometimes those pawn
shops,
shops are
coin
workable.
shows. Oh no, for sure. I remember when I first got into silver, I found several silver pieces for $5 or $6 a piece. They
Yeah.
tested pure. The guy didn't really know what he had. I found a $half from, like, I don't know, 18 something. It was a capped bust $half, easily
Okay.
$100 coin. The guy sold it to me for like $8. So they don't always know what they have. They
They
get
don't. They
them,
just take
they
in
buy them
the
at
collection.
spot. Yep, and they sell them for just over. So
That's right. That's right. Central banks.
yes.
We can't put aside the fact that central
Mhm.
banks around the world are buying more and more gold every single day, every single year. And that is one great reason why you could see gold where it's at and where it continues to stay and continue to climb. I mean, there's a lot of people out there talking 26, 27, $2,800 gold. That's,
Mm.
like Edgar was talking about, that's a good and bad thing. That's what's our country looking like where we live at that point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Um,
and
I,
it's not just one or two central banks either. It's
no,
just about all of them.
this is, let
Charts
me
and
grab,
graphs.
yeah, charts and graphs, baby. Let me grab this screen quick. All right, so this is the World Gold Council website. So what is it? worldgoldcouncil.com. It gives you spot price. So yeah, 25, 13, 62 right there. Gold demand trends for Q1 of 2024. And this is a breakdown of just central banks and everything that we see here. I'm not going to read through all this stuff, but you've got names like China and Turkey in here. Okay. And we're going to scroll down to the charts and graphs right here. This is central bank net purchases in tons, mind you. We look
Mm,
back to 2010, Q1, it shows 59.71. In Q2, much less. We jump forward, you keep going forward these years and these years and these years, and you can see them 16 and 17 kind of dropped. Obviously, 2020, the whole world was kind of goofed up there for a while, and everything
mm.
they bought more in quarter one than they did altogether in 2 through 4. And then we get into 22. Central banks around the world in 2022 only bought 82 tons of gold. Through the rest of the quarters, they bought almost 1,000 tons of gold. And same
That's
goes for
wild.
2023. And this just shows quarter one of 2024. And out of all these years it's showing, it is 3 tons higher than the highest previous year of 2023.
Yeah.
That's a lot of gold.
Something's brewing.
That is a lot of gold. The 17th consecutive monthly increase of reported gold holdings. That's 16% higher than the end of October of 2022 that this report's showing.
Yep.
This is a year-to-date central bank net purchases sales by country. Turkey is the number one. Net purchases 30 tons. China is in at 27. And India is at 18. Now, what the heck? Can you see that name?
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
Yeah.
16. Czech Republic's in here at 4 tons. Singapore is at 2 tons. And Poland actually sold gold. They sold 1.71 tons. And look what.
What's that last one?
It's Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've sold almost 14 tons of gold.
Huh.
And this data of this chart is up to date from March 31st of 2024.
Interesting. I'm curious if Uzbekistan is a producer. It might be a reason to sell.
Could be. Could very well be.
Interesting.
So did you see the US anywhere on here?
No, but I did see several BRICS countries on there.
Yes. Yes, you did. So there we are. I mean, look at the world central banks, how much gold they're buying.
Yeah.
It's
Proofs in the pudding.
It just keeps going up, going up, going up. Proofs in the charts and graphs, buddy. They know that, and now we all know that.
So what's a savvy investor or what's a savvy viewer to do in a time like this? Have they missed the boat? Is it too late to buy?
I don't think it's ever a bad time to buy, especially now if you're just getting into it, which a lot of people are just now getting into gold because it's being talked about everywhere. We talk about that all the time. It's being talked about everywhere. I just don't think people should dump their life savings into it. I saw a post from Dave Ramsey. And you could take what he says with a grain of salt. He's a very, very, he's salty about gold and stuff, but he's very knowledgeable. Yeah. And he does make sense sometimes. And this is one thing I would say is I wouldn't take your retirement and invest it into gold. I would still continue to take money that you did not need and buy a little here and there. That is what I believe everybody should be doing. From the time that you start earning some money, it should a percentage of it. Now that percentage is going to differ from person to person. A percentage of that should be put into precious metals. And I don't care if it's physical or if it's paper. I think both are great in my opinion. And I own both. I think people should still own both. You should be able to, both are a hedge for your bets for me is the way I look at it.
So to touch on that, because I agree with you, man. I think that both have their merits. A lot of people that are, diehard gold bugs will say, if you don't hold it, you don't own it. The problem is once you hold it, it can be difficult for the average person to offload. So knowing that paper is an option, let's say you're, I don't know, on E-Trade or whatever, Robinhood, and you buy gold ETFs, a gold ETF, you can offload that by clicking a button. But these nuggets right here, these pieces of gold, I can't click a button and get rid of them just that easy.
No, you can't. And it's going to take that slab coin, for instance, right? I doubt that's something that you're looking to sell. But
Yep.
if you were looking to sell that, you could take that somewhere, and someone's gonna offer you spot, maybe even lower than that, because of the way it sits, right?
Mhm.
In that holder. So that's the difference between buying a collectible like that or buying that American gold that you showed off at the beginning. The collectible
Yeah.
stuff is fun and beautiful, and I don't see a problem with it. The only problem with it is, if you ever did need to offload it, it takes a specific buyer to get the price you want. But that's a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
right there that I wouldn't see leaving your possession anyways.
No, I paid $2,000 for it, man. I'm not hurting. I think not a single piece that I'm looking at. I think this one was the one I paid the most for, and it was whatever the U.S. Mint had it priced at. This is
Yep.
the bucking bronco, but all the rest of them,
What's the date on that? I forget. Is that 21?
Yes, that is
21. Yep.
Yep. But all the rest of them were, just around spot,
Yeah. Or
plus
especially
or
from
minus
Guido.
40, 50. Yeah. Yeah. Good pricing. So again, not to say you missed the boat, because if at the this is a if at the end of the year we come to find out that gold's at 2,900, you would have been prudent to purchase now. But
Yeah.
end of the year rolls around and it's back at 1,800.
Yep.
You'd be cursing our names if we told you go ahead and back the truck up.
Yeah, no one should ever tell you to go out and buy. Do I think it's a good idea? Yeah, of course I do, because I buy it and you buy it. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you have to run out and go buy it. By all means, buy it if you can afford it, but don't put yourself in the poorhouse and have to turn around and sell it when it is 25.15 or 25.13 and you're paying, let's see, an American Eagle without looking is probably close to 100 over spot, probably, if
Right
not.
now.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
probably 20. If they're not 2,600, I'd be surprised if it wasn't $2,600 for an American Gold Eagle, and I could be wrong. I mean, I've been wrong a lot in my
Yeah.
life. Ask my wife.
Yeah.
And gold does drop, but remember, it's still hit an all-time high, which means that's a mark that
It can
eventually
retest.
it's
Yeah.
gonna retest and probably go by it again. And again, physical gold and silver are not quick flips, right? They are, and unless you're a quick flip person, unless you're into doing auctions and buying this stuff just to make your cut on it, just to get rid of it, right? That's a way people do make money with it. But it's meant to hold. It's meant to sit there for a really long time. Silver's going to tarnish. It does what it does. I mean, you're not going to stop it. Gold is always going to look the way it looks after you dig it up out of the ground. It's still going to look like gold.
That doesn't tarnish, though, for some reason.
No, for some
I don't know
freaking
what the
reason.
heck
I
is up
think it's
with it.
fake. I think it's fake.
It's fake. It's actually aluminum. So, guys, again, week 52, that's next week. That's when
That's next week.
we're gonna close this opportunity for you to own this beautiful 5-ounce piece right here. That is our poured wood piece, poured
That's
silver
it.
piece,
Going to
poured
be
in wood.
done. That's the cutoff.
3 ways
That
to
is the
win.
cutoff. We're not gonna start calling them season 2 or anything like that. But the first year will be in the books, and we're going to continue on with episode 53 and 54 and 153 and 154. So that's 1 year in the books next year. Holy
Oh, yeah.
hell!
It's awesome. That's
Wow.
awesome. So to
Wow.
get entered, check in the description below.
You know, you got your cheat notes.
I do. But we're not going to look at that.
Yeah, definitely. They'll be in the
You do your
description
homework.
below. Do yourself a favor, get in the description, follow all the ways to get entered, and we'll be rolling out like we spoke about. There'll be one winner for YouTube, there'll be one winner for Instagram, and there'll be one winner for the website. And from those 3 winners, we will have the grand finale. And no, anybody else ain't going to win snot. It's one winner, and that's the way it is. Possibly another winner. We'll have to see. I don't know. We'll see how I feel.
We'll see if we throw in some swag for a runner-up.
Hey, speaking
Maybe,
of swag, I won free stickers today on Instagram.
No kidding.
You know Okie Stacker?
I do.
He made a post. He said, first 2 claims, you're getting 30 free 3-inch decals.
Hey.
I sat
That's
there and
cool.
watched that thing for about 5 minutes and didn't see anybody do nothing with it. Claim. Thank you.
Mine. Awesome.
That's right. I take them.
Yeah, man. Free
Appreciate
stuff. So free stuff, guys. Take
I
the
love free stuff. Send us your stuff so we can have it for free. We're sending you something.
Free advertising.
My
for you.
P.O. box is in the description below.
Mine's not, but I'll give it to you if you want it. Email
Husky,
me.
we're coming back. It's going to be the year show. Who knows what we'll do there?
We'll throw a party.
Throw a party. All right, man. See you all next week. Husky, have a good night.
Peace. You too, man.